Becoming a superhero, it's every kid's dream, and a father and son duo found a way to prepare students for college and future careers while allowing them to turn that dream into reality. I'm joined now by the CEO and CTO of ToyzSTEAM, Damola and Wole Idowu. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you so much for having us.
This is really great. So tell me a little bit about how this program works and what it is.
Well, for us, I got to Syracuse at 15 studying mechanical engineering and economics.
Wow, at 15?
At 15, right?
Stop.
Wale got to Carnegie Mellon at 15 studying electrical and computer engineering. So our whole thing was, if we could bottle this little magic and sprinkle this on everybody's kids, what would that look like?
Well, it's high IQ and genius. I didn't realize I was sitting with two geniuses today.
Thank you so
oh
much.
my gosh, 15.
15.
Yes. That's
incredible. And he graduated at 20. He was on CNBC. So it's like, it took a lot of different interventions.
Right.
It took a lot of different exposures. But what I noticed is, when he was struggling at Carnegie Mellon with the technical aspect, and I contextualized it in gaming, and we did hackathons, his eyes lit up.
Right.
And he was able to really be inspired. And I'm like, every kid should have this same joy my kid has.
Well, you have to find that thing,
yes,
right? And that speaks to kids, and that's how you get in. That's how you get them on the right path. So how does all of this work? How did you bottle it?
So at 4, he was learning Mandarin, but I created my own character. I know, right? It's like,
I took French for 4 years in high school. When I took the placement exam in college, they were like, we have to start you at French 1.
Yeah,
that's
so it's like it's
4. Okay.
So it's like, but in the game, so I created this album. Like, this is a hip hop jazz fusion album I did with the music department. I took it to 15 countries. That becomes exposure to global cultures in the game. Yeah. So this hat, for example, is a virtual hat in the game. The kids get to create their own avatars and then create their own merch and then create their own things, so that the process of making your own avatar now teaches you 3D modeling. The process of designing a cover for your own podcast teaches you Python. The process of designing hats and merchandise teaches you design technologies. And it's all in a game. Because you got to be culturally relevant. Because your kids don't want to really look at something so technically all day. They want to play. So we're measuring what they're doing when they're playing. We're figuring out where their STEAM interest is. And then you're giving them the resources to get advanced skills.
What are you seeing, knowing that this is how your dad approached this? How does it feel to give this back to other kids?
I mean, honestly, it feels incredible. For me, I'd say, I mean, you had a child from inner city DC to a neurodivergent child to get to Carnegie Mellon at 15, and then we opened these doors up. One of the first students we worked with, we've been building this for 8+ years. He's actually at Carnegie Mellon, and he's already, as a freshman, looking at working at BNY Mellon as a freshman.
Wow.
So it inspires me. I'm like, my father has always taught me, move things forward, give it forward.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just for me to be in the door. I'm like, no, I want everyone here. You know, what is a hero without their Justice League or their Avengers? Without their team, their crew.
Need that support.
Exactly.
We were just talking about that. And here's a little bit of the game. We have this pulled up right now. So what are we seeing here?
So this is, we built DEI into it too.
Okay.
Because we're all human beings. And I think that we focus so much on what separates us rather than what brings us together. So the first thing they're doing is this hip hop jazz fusion song I had against anti-bullying. You do that in the studio, you get your DEI badge, right? Talking about your own individual story. Right? And you're able to play the different instruments, and you're able to take pictures and share it on social. So you're talking about, well, here is my identity. So superhero rap is like your own idealism. Like, where's your super ego, not your ego? Talk to me about your vision of a utopia, not the dystopia you see, and you use STEAM to figure out how you're going to get there.
It seems like such a positive approach to success.
Yes.
You know, I mean, which is the right way to go about it. It's not focusing on the negative, oh, I failed a test, or I didn't do well, I didn't get a perfect score. It's finding the positive aspects of all of it to push kids forward.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And there's a heritage in it.
Yeah.
I look at the story of Andrew Carnegie and Booker T, and that's over 120 years ago. But Andrew Carnegie had a vision of, like, there was a transformation of industrialization at that time. Now we're in the information age. So our goal is, how do you empower people for the future of work in the information age? Well, culture dictates commerce, so you find a way that's culturally relevant so that they could be able to understand what you're trying to do, and then you give them the same skills.
Yeah.
So you get them to this pathway, whether it's to the Carnegie Mellons or the Duquesnes or to the Pitts or to Chatham, or even CCAC has a great program where you're able to go there for 2 years and get to Pitt. Whatever their pathway is, you give them an understanding. And some of what we're doing is even bringing HBCU students, like Howard students came to Carnegie Mellon to take a class this semester.
Wonderful.
Using this program.
So what has the reaction been from parents?
Oh my goodness. I have to say, I'll never forget.
Parent in Homewood.
Yeah, oh, wow. There's so many positive parent stories. They said, wow, for us, I'm seeing how my kid is engaged and I could leave them there and not be worried about what they're doing. And that's important for us. I'm like, this was built from a parent of their son. So this is built to be safe for work, safe for kids, and it's cool because it's using hip hop culture.
That's
it's a lot of
amazing.
love.
I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I love that this is available to kids everywhere.
It's on iOS, it's on Android, it's on Chromebooks, it's going to be on Xbox, it's on Apple TV. So it's going to be on several different platforms. It's about accessibility.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much. Thank you for what you're doing for this next generation.
Thank you.
too.
Thank you for
Really
having us.
appreciate that.
15, both of them. Mandarin at 4. Coming up.